I need to talk about fear of traveling alone, because for me, that was the big one. That was the thing that stopped me traveling when I was a teenager. Traveling alone, I mean, traveling alone independently, going away for as long as I wanted to go, not having plans to return. That to me was really an impossible ambition that I had when I was a teenager. And I thought, there's no way, I can't do this. I'm too scared, I'm too afraid, I'm too cowardly. Funny enough, later on, my mother never believed that this was true because she always thought I was full of courage. And people still say that. You haven't got any fear, but of course I do. And what's important is to remember that fear and help other people overcome it, because it stops most people from going. And then people get into work and relationships and stuff, and that fear becomes something else and keeps them in position. So to me, overcoming fear of moving on, of getting away, of these things, or in my case, fear of traveling alone, is the key part of the psychology of travel. So I wanted to talk about how I did it, how I got over my fear of traveling alone. And well, it's partly my brother, and then partly what happened in '84. I got a free trip to India, which is another ridiculous story. And I ended up on a bus in the mountains of India, heading up to Kashmir, no, to Ladakh. Yeah, Kashmir, that's right. And the bus nearly went off a cliff several times. And I thought, I am going to die on this trip. There's no possibility this bus will arrive with me intact. It's just not going to happen. So I prepared myself for death. And doing that somehow made me appreciate every moment more and made me realize that, well, if I'm going to die in half an hour or whatever, I might as well enjoy this moment, which I did. I then became, it's like I switched on this new sense, observational mode. And I just became really observant of not only the landscape, which is stunning, the Himalayas actually, but people on the bus and the music, the really loud, distorted music. But then there's other experiences too of actually all involve near-death experiences. Like a friend of mine um, in Liverpool, a bit of a comedian character, Pete Morgan. I hope you're watching this. I borrowed his lip seal for my chapped lips, and then he said, "Oh, you know what? I didn't tell anybody, but I've got AIDS, and now you've got AIDS, and you're going to die. I'm really sorry about that, Rupert." And I just went through this period of utter terror, and I lay on the floor, and it's like my bowels were about to open up. I was going to be sick. I was pure terror, and then I just got over it. I said, "Well, I'm going to die. I might as well enjoy my last days." And I went home and lay in bed thinking, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? The short months I have before I end up in hospital in misery. And I thought, well, I just have a good time, I guess. And I ended up just doing what I wanted to do, just normal stuff. And then he found me and said it was all a big joke. So anyway, I'm not recommending that anybody goes rushing off to have a near-death experience to overcome their fear. I mean, everybody's got their own way of doing it, I guess. And you know, that was my way. I actually wrote about it in my first travel book, 9 months in Tibet, which I can send you a PDF of if you send me an email. It's also for sale, but I don't get any money. That's why I'm happy to give away the PDFs. Uh, and yeah, maybe you can, if you want to talk about this, just send me a message in the text and let's talk about it.